And I will continue my tour of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. I'm in what's called the Bedford Reservation, which is actually operated by the city of Cleveland. But this is all considered the park area, national park area. And I don't have a paper map of any of these places. They don't have any available, so I've been downloading the maps and referencing them as needed, but I don't have anything to plot my course on this video. So I will just explain that I parked at the Egbert picnic area in the Bedford Reservation. I'm hiking down towards Tinker's Creek. Tinker's Creek is a very large tributary of the Cuyahoga River, and it's got lots of rapids and lots of waterfalls. Also got some really nice woodland here. There's some very large trees back here. Again, this probably wasn't their first choice of places to log. We've got a nice large red oak here. And this guy's got to be 3 feet in diameter, and they grow pretty quick, but he's still at least 100 years old. Probably more than that. Some nice open woods. No honeysuckle to be found, just some nice open woods. We've got some eastern hemlock in the mix here. We're far enough away from the limestone soils of western Ohio that we're getting some eastern hemlock in the mix. And in the background there's a real large tulip poplar. So just a real pretty area, and very, very open woods and very nice hiking. And I'll be heading down towards Tinker's Creek. I can hear the rapids from here. And I have continued my exploration of the Cuyahoga Valley. And this is the Bedford Reservation. And just like the Buttermilk Falls that I saw this morning, we've got a large layer of shale here. It comes in different colors, but I'm looking at least 150 feet of shale here. And lots of rapids in this Tinker's Creek. This is a very scenic stream. It's almost continuous rapids and fairly clear water. And we've got all kinds of colors of rocks in the creek here. We got black shales, we got gray shales, we got some orangish sandstones. Mother Nature's coloring book is here. And I started this adventure early this morning at that quarry because that rock is what provides most of the waterfalls, and also many of these chunks, these larger chunks, are that Berea sandstone that have broken off and tumbled down this creek, probably a couple miles from where the actual ledge is. So just like in the Hocking Hills, the Blackhand sandstone creates much of the scenery, and in the Greene County, Ohio, the dolomite, the Cedarville dolomite, does the same. So I try to name the rock that gives us the purpose for these parks. Without these waterfalls, this would probably just be subdivisions. So Berea sandstone has created a lot of interesting scenery in this part of the state. And I'm going to show some more scenery from the Tinker's Creek Gorge at the Bedford Reservation. This is part of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. I just shot a video of some shale banks about half a mile downstream from here. And I'm heading upstream towards the Great Falls of Tinker's Creek. And boy, here's some of that Berea sandstone that we've been seeing all day. Some real large boulders. So looks like we're getting closer to the waterfall, which these would have broke off of over the millennia. Still got some shale here. It's not quite as crumbly as what was below there. And boy, some nice, looks like class 2, maybe class 3 rapids for some whitewater sports. I don't know if this stream is open to whitewater, but it sure would be a fun one. And I don't know about the access or the legality of it. And I have found the grand prize at the Bedford Reservation, part of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Folks, you can't get here from the main part of the park. There's a large railroad viaduct that blocks any possible pathways. You need to drive around to the what's called the Viaduct Park, but it's all part of the reservation. and this is worth seeing for sure. Here we got the Great Falls of Tinker's Creek, and it is carved and sliced and chopped into all kinds of interesting shapes and sizes as it tumbles over this Berea sandstone. It's a real tough sandstone. It creates an overhang right there, and it tumbles down a good 30 feet and just creates a really neat looking falls. I'll pause the video in a minute and go down to the bottom and get a view from the bottom looking up, but this is just a really interesting waterfall. It is not linear. It has got all kinds of little nooks and crannies, which make it even more interesting. And here is the view of the Great Falls of Tinker's Creek. I had a video shot from the top and I paused it, but I paused too long. So here's a fresh set of video right here. And it's not a one-dimensional falls. Like I said, it's got nooks and crannies and overhangs, and it's real interesting. Even a little baby fall right off to the side there on its own little stream. And I'll zoom in here. Get a better look at the shale underneath this sandstone. So again, that quarry that I started at this morning was the layer on top here. And underneath it there, you couldn't see it, is this crumbly Cleveland shale that gives way easily and creates this waterfall. So that's what we have here, and this is a really interesting waterfall. I've seen a lot of waterfalls. I've seen a lot that just kind of go straight down, and this one doesn't. It's got all kinds of little interesting idiosyncrasies. I'm going to try to get some more photos and videos from different perspectives. Meanwhile, you know, people came and looked at this and said, oh wow, that's neat, but they had work to do. They had grain to grind and lumber to saw up, and later on even electricity to generate from these falls. So this falls has been put to work many times over the centuries, and now it has just been reserved for us to admire.